So I was talking to somebody I met at the networking therapist dinners that I've been organizing twice a month for now, and sort of had talks about licensing in other states, because one of the advantages of licensing in another state is the time zone. So, for example, I'm in California, and if somebody, well, actually, I am also licensed in a number of states that are in Eastern time. One of the advantages is that I can be done earlier, but still accommodate people that want an evening appointment if they are located in an East Coast state that I'm licensed in. So, a lot of working people, whether they work at home or hybrid or like they're in an office, they want to have their sessions after they're done work, because you could kind of do it during lunch, but like you have to go to your car, and it's kind of like it's in the middle of the day. But if someone wants to have like a 6 p.m. to say even 9 p.m. Eastern time slot, I can accommodate, because to me, it's 3 hours behind. And if you're somebody who likes to do sessions at night, if you're licensed in Hawaii, which depending on the time of the year, it's either 3 hours behind or 2 hours behind, that can actually work in your favor too, because there's somebody that is in an earlier time zone that will want to have a session. So that's some of the cool things about having a license in another state. And I did say, what is the demand in the workflow, and are some states, are people open to telehealth? And so I think you have to kind of look at what the market metrics are, and also whether you're in insurance or you're private pay. But a couple states that came up was Ohio. Ohio, I think they also have a telehealth license, but Ohio, apparently marriage and family therapists may not be as common as people that are licensed professional counselors or social workers. And that I think that state came up, and I double checked it on like ChatGPT and Gemini AI. Enterprise has said that, yeah, Ohio, there's demand. It also said Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Colorado. Texas was really on like high on the list, as well as New Mexico. Now, what I've been hearing this for a while is that if you're licensed in California and you notice that a lot of clients routinely go to Nevada or Arizona or Utah, and you'll have to you can't see them unless you're licensed in those states, that it's often worth it to get licensed sort of in these like geographical segments, like California, Arizona, Utah, Nevada, any kind of combination of those, or along the West Coast, California, Washington, Oregon, really popular. In the East Coast, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, that area, I think that's a tri-state area, and Massachusetts, and also like Massachusetts, Connecticut are popular. Another one is like the Virginia, DC, although DC would be an amazing license to have, because a lot of people that are working in DC, they live in Virginia, and sometimes they have to stay in DC for whatever reason, and DC will not let you see your client even if you're licensed in Virginia, even though it's like right there. And the cost benefit analysis is the amount of sessions you don't have to cancel because you are like licensed in that jurisdiction makes getting another license worth it. The only thing is with DC is that you have to have your I think it's ink fingerprints, but it's definitely fingerprints redone every 2 years when you renew, which is like that's a lot. But if somebody has like DC, Virginia, Maryland, that is a popular combo. So other combos that I see a lot, even if they're states that are not bordering each other, is California, Texas, California, New York, and California, Hawaii. So that, I think it depends also if it's worth it in terms of like what you specialize in, because if someone does couples, there might be more demand in one state for couples. If someone does works with kids, there might be more demand for people who can work with kids and adolescents, or the littles they call them. And if somebody is, say, trained in EMDR or brain spotting, might be more demand. Or if they work with tics or hoarding, might be more demand. So a lot of factors are unique to the person, but I think generally speaking, certain states do come up whenever I search about like where is the supply not meeting demand. And so I know Texas for the last couple of years has been kind of at the top of that, and California apparently still is a state that needs people. So whether that translates into somebody's actual practice, it really depends. But there are some states where there seems to be a service gap, is what they call it. But what state do you want to also be licensed in? If you're licensed primarily in the state of your residence, or if you're licensed elsewhere and you just maintain that license, what other states are people wanting to be licensed in? I've thought of Georgia actually, but then Georgia wants like, the paperwork's just, it's intimidating even though it's only $100. But California, New York, actually really popular combo. So there you go. I mean, I've met people that have like 12 licenses in different states. And these are full licenses, not the telehealth license, which is another option. But if you're a psychologist, if you happen to live in a state that is participating in PsyPAC, fortunately California is not, and you're licensed and in good standing, you can apply to practice under PsyPAC in participating states. So that keeps it like administratively light as well as more affordable. Anyway, what would be the ideal multi-state practice? I'm really curious which states are on people's minds.